Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to What Shall We Do Next. And today I thought I would talk to you guys about another dream that I had. Now, this dream took place a couple of days ago, and actually it wasn't last night but the night before, and I was going to tell you yesterday, but it was Tattoo Tuesday, so I couldn't do that. And the reason why I'm wearing my Bannon shirt from Jeepers Creepers is because it was a Jeepers Creepers dream. Now, I didn't actually see the creeper in the dream, but I did see the two main stars, Darry and Trish. And it was a very weird dream because it was so similar to Jeepers Creepers, the movie. However, there was some slight differences. And I don't know, it felt kind of weird because in the dream it even felt like I was watching the movie, but it was like a different version of the movie. As soon as I woke up, I had to text Tina and tell her about it, and she was like, wow, that's crazy. I was like, I know! So from what I remember, this took place in the middle of some kind of swampy wasteland, kind of like somewhere you would see in Louisiana, which is very similar to the setting of Jeepers Creepers. Almost said wrong turn there, but it is very similar. If you look at the trees, there's the Spanish moss draping down throughout the movie and stuff like that, which it kind of gives that humid feeling. You see throughout the movie that the characters are very sweaty. It looks humid. It's like a very orange glow throughout the whole movie, even on the scenes when they're driving throughout the daytime. I mean, you can see it's got that orangish glow from the sun, and it just looks like it's very different than the California movies, I feel like, and I love that about Jeepers Creepers. It just makes it iconic, especially with the very subtropical atmosphere about it. And it was like that in the dream, except it wasn't sunny. It wasn't even on a road. It was kind of literally in the middle of nowhere, kind of like a wet, swampy wasteland. There was a lot of trees with vines hanging down and Spanish moss draping down. And there was a pipe, in the movie, a corrugated metal drain pipe. I don't know what it is, really. I think it's a storm drain or something. But there was one of those, protruding out of the ground, just like in the movie, except this time it was a little different. It was similar to the movie. It had moss growing all over it and stuff like that. It was very kind of stinky and sticky and wet and whatever. When you look down the pipe, though, it wasn't like in the movie, because if you remember, in the movie, there is a clip where Darry falls down the pipe. He's halfway climbed down with the flashlight trying to see. Then he sees the rats and freaks out and kicks his feet and falls. And he kind of slides down the pipe like it's a slide. And in this dream, though, it wasn't that vertical of a drop, so you wouldn't slide down it, but you couldn't slide down it anyway. It was kind of the one in the movie was like this, almost a straight drop. This one was kind of at an angle like this. So it was not you couldn't slide down it, but it was corrugated, except this is another difference. It had a piece of wood in the middle of it going down the entire length of the pipe. So as you look down it, there's this wood attached to the inside. So even if you tried to slide down it, I guess it still wouldn't work, because there was a piece of wood. There was all kinds of weeds and stuff growing all over it. It was a very old, gross looking pipe. Now this is where it gets really kind of creepy. Darry and Trish are there. I don't remember what they were wearing or anything like that. I don't remember that, but I remember it being Darry and Trish, and I remember them looking down the pipe and saying something smells bad. I think one of them actually said it reeks. I remember that very well. Somebody, I think it was Trish, saying it reeks. Whatever's down there reeks, or something like that. And it was kind of it was happening in front of me. I was there watching, observing, but I was they couldn't see me almost. It was weird. It was kind of I was actually there, having an outer body experience, but they didn't know that I was there. It was just the movie was playing out right in front of me, but it was a different setting. This weird tropical swampy place was just surrounded by trees. It was literally they were in the middle of the woods, but a swampy type of woods. And I don't know why they would be there in the first place. It wasn't sunny, it wasn't beautiful, it was kind of gross and scary, and it was almost getting to darkness, nighttime, that bluish, dark blue sky. So it was kind of a very not nice feeling about the place. Now the next thing I know is Darry. I kind of predicted it. Darry wanted to go down the pipe and see what the smell was. And Trish was like, no, Darry, don't you remember what happened last time? So I was like, whoa, that's fucking crazy. So she's saying to him, don't you remember what happened last time? So that's implying that, like, I must have connected, my brain must have been thinking about Jeepers Creepers, which I think about Jeepers Creepers a lot, so that could be why. But it's weird, because I don't think I've ever had a dream about him before, not that I can remember. The way she said that, this part of the dream, she was like, don't you remember what happened last time, Darry? She's like, no, Darry, you're not going down there. Don't you remember what happened? So that to me felt kind of weird, because I instantly knew what she was referring to, and she was referring to what happened in the movie, but which kind of blew my mind, because in the end of the movie, Darry dies. So how would he live from that experience with the creeper and the truck and the church to where we are now in the middle of a swampy wasteland, investigating another terrible smelling pipe? Like, how did that happen? Like, we thought he died. We seen him die. We seen the eyeballs cut out of his head. What? I don't know. Anyway, because the pipe wasn't that sort of steep, it was like I said in the movie, it was like this, so you would like slide down it. But in the dream, it was kind of like this, so you could kind of crouch in and like sort of crawl in, and walk along this piece of wood, this like 2x4 that ran the length of the pipe, and you could kind of like walk along it. And that's exactly what they did. And somehow, I don't know whether I climbed down the pipe. I have no knowledge of that at all. But I do remember being at the bottom of the pipe, and it was nowhere near as long as the one in the movie. Like, the one in the movie, you can see the shots where, like, Darry's looking up at Trish, like, talking to her, and it looks really, really far up. Like, the pipe is pretty big. In this, it wasn't a very big pipe at all. It was probably, I'm gonna guess, like, maybe just over 10 feet. It was just kind of like takes it into the ground, and that's pretty much it. But when you were under the ground, it led to something similar to where they were or where Darry was in the movie, except it wasn't like the basement of a church with like carvings on the walls and whatever. It was like an actual cave, or not even really a cave, but like what do they call it when it's like a small pocket of, like, I guess just a very small cave, like a crevice, is it? No, that's not it. Like, it's just a little cave, basically. It just looked like a typical underground cave. The only thing that was, like, the only way in that I could see in the dream was this pipe. And Darry and Trish were standing. At this point of the dream, I was, like, on the other side of this small little cave room. And there was the pipe coming down, and Darry and Trish were both in here, not just Darry, and they both like successfully climbed down, and they were standing right in front of the pipe, and they were looking at something, and I don't remember what it is now. God damn it, I should have asked, because I told Tina, but I was like, I'd literally just woke up, and I was like texting, so like it was typing as I was talking. I honestly don't even remember what I said to her. But I remember that there was something, but I do remember, actually, I don't remember we never found out what the smell was, but I remember Darry saying, like, come on, let's go see it, let's go look, and Trish was yelling at Darry, like in the movie, saying, no, Darry, we gotta get out of here now, and he was like, come on, let's go and, like, explore a little more, like, saying it like it was kind of like a fun little adventure, but she was being like, no, Darry, we have to go, now. And that's all I remember, and it was pretty crazy. I feel like there was more to it. I don't know, I'm gonna have to ask Tina, I can't remember right now. But yeah, that's the first time I've ever had a dream, as far as I know, about Jeepers Creepers. I feel like I have had a dream about him before, but in this dream, the creeper wasn't there at all. Thank God, because that would have been scary. But overall, it was a 10 out of 10 for me. It was a pretty fun dream. Though I wish I could have, like, interacted with them, because I love Darry and Trish. It would have been really fun to, like, interact with them. But I kind of felt like I was watching what they were doing from a different dimension. Like, I was a ghost that they couldn't see, but I was watching what they were doing. Like, I was there seeing what they were doing, but they couldn't see that I was there. They just, like, felt like it was just the two of them. And it was really weird. I feel like I almost had, like, an outer body experience, and I went to a place that's not even real, with characters that are not even real. Like, it just, my soul left my body and went and watched a situation unfolding with two fictional characters from a movie. Maybe I am insane. Am I becoming insane? Is movies becoming a reality for me? Oh my god. I never thought I would become one of those people. But I hope you guys had fun listening to this dream. It may not sound that fun, but it was actually pretty fun. I wasn't scared at all. It was just kind of like interesting. I knew where I was. I was aware of who these people were. I instantly knew. Like, even in the dream, I was like, that's Darry, that's Trish, and I know what they're gonna do. But it was a very different setting. It was kind of like watching a remake of the movie, but almost the same, but not quite the same. Like, there were some differences. It was pretty crazy. But anyway, guys, smash a like on the video. I would really appreciate that, and I'll see you right back here in the next one. Peace out and chase your dreams.